Hello, everyone. This is D Nice over here at the Printer Road Bookstore in Portsmouth, VA. I am here and welcoming you to yet another episode of Bookstore Shenanigans. On today's episode, we're going to stay inside. We're going to be calm, cool, and collected because I forgot my tripod at home. So I cannot put my camera down, so we're going to be mobile, but I'm going to try to control it so that you guys can see our lovely selection of used books. In case you didn't know, we are a bookstore that specializes in both new and used books. So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of the used books that we have and just get a general vibe. Like, what do you guys think about used books? So without further ado, here we go. So as I said before, we are a bookstore that specializes in both new and used books. As you can see to the left over here, those two shelves are our new section. We have new nonfiction and new fiction right over there. And the remainder of the books in this bookstore are actually all used, except for here. They're mixed. They're mixed between used and new. But the remainder of the books on the bookshelves over there and over there and in the little cubby over here and right over here, these are all used books. So we have quite a few used books in our collection. In fact, I feel like if you added them all together, especially if you included the books in the book tree, we actually have more used books than new books. So I wanted to ask you guys, what are your thoughts about used books? Do you like used books? Would you yourself purchase used books? Are you indifferent? You really don't care as long as a book is a book is a book is a book. You just want to read. You just want to get those words in. Or maybe you hate the idea of purchasing a book that somebody else owned. Maybe you just despise the idea of spending money on a book that has been pre-read by eyes that were not yours. So what are your general thoughts? I know mine in general has changed over the years. Back in the day, when I was a youth, I would never buy used books of my own. My only experience when it came to used books was going to my local library, either at the school that I was attending in grade school or going to my local library in my city. And that's the only experience with used books that I had. And so all the books that I owned were always fresh. They were always new. They were gifts from people, or I would get them at Scholastic book sales, or I would get them from whatever store that I would go to. I really wasn't into indie bookstores, to be honest. Back in the day, I'll confess I was a child. I didn't know. I just went where the books were. But I never actually got used books for myself. And I would only experience used books at the library. But now, let's fast forward to 2026, D-Nice. And I can tell you guys, I have such an appreciation for used books now. And it's not because I'm working here. I think it started in 2024. I transitioned from a period of buying a lot of new books on Amazon for personal development to seeking like more local, smaller experiences rather than buying everything online. And so 2024 is when I try to transition to learning more about my local options that I have available. And that's how I learned about this place. And so by exploring local and shopping more indie, I was able to kind of just step into my love of used books. And I realized that I just love the overall vibe. Let me explain. For those of you who love books, for those of you who don't love books, this is the thing that like I really love about used books is the general, like, there's a vibe. There's a vibe, there's a smell, there's a texture, there's just a uniquely used book essence that I want you guys to just witness here. Especially, it's most evident in our classic section. So these are used books and these are used books as well, but you can really tell the difference when you zoom in on our oldest books, which are the classics, the most popular ones, the most well-read ones, the ones that have been through life. You can just tell. Like this is our like used classics for children. But right here, you can see that it's a darker color. I just love just like the discoloration. I love the like it's not all one perfectly bright, vibrant color. It's just like aged, it's been through some stuff. It's just a different vibe. So if you look at this and I bring you over to our news section, you can see, look at this. Fresh, it's light, it's crisp, everything is perfect, and it's just a different vibe, right? There's nothing wrong with this. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just want us to start to really appreciate this right here, guys. Like I said, it's a different vibe, it's a different look, it's a different feel of the books, it's a different smell of the books. You can smell a used book, guys. Like you can smell like especially the classics, the older ones. It's like these books, some of these books are older than your kids. Some of these books are older than me, guys. But it's just like I've just come to a day and age in which I have just grown and grown and grown in my appreciation of older books, especially in today's digital age. Like the thing about the internet and the digital age that we live in that kind of scares me is that at any point in time, they could just change stuff on the internet, right? So if your book has always 100% been an ebook, at any point in time, I feel like they could just change what it says and like you will never know. But this right here is just like history. So every time I get a used book for myself to add to my collection, I'm just like I feel like I'm part of preserving history. I'm part of preserving something that came before me sometimes. And there's just something so special about that because it's like I know you can't edit this and you can't tell me that's not what it said. I have what it said. You cannot edit what it said because that's what it said, because it's physical media. And that's what we love here at the Printed Word Bookstore. We love physical printed media. So if you guys feel any type of way about used books, please, please, please let us know in the comments. And please give us some advice as to how we can move some of our pre-loved goodness off of the shelves, because it would be helpful advice for not only us at the Printed Word Bookstore, but there are also plenty of other bookstores here in Hampton Roads. Even right here in Portsmouth, we have the Book Owl, we have Jeannie's Used Books, and we just got a new one. I think it's like half full books, I think, on High Street. But we're just like a growing community, and we all are selling used books as well, and so it would just be lovely to have some advice as to how to move some of our used books off the shelves to just get them recirculating again and to just reinvigorate a love of some of the classics, a love of just being like, hey, somebody loved this before and they thought it was a good book and now it's just somebody else's turn. It's my turn to get this pre-loved book. So if you have any advice as to how we can start moving some of these off of our shelves and showcasing all the wonderful used books that we have here at the Printed Word Bookstore, please let us know in the comments so it can help not only benefit us here, but the other lovely bookstores here in the city of Portsmouth. And let us know, what are your general feelings and thoughts about used books? Do they make you like cringe? Does the thought of owning something that somebody else read or somebody else owned or is a little more beat up than other books, that has been through life a little bit longer, seen some things that maybe you haven't seen, does that excite you, or does that turn you away? Let us know in the comments below. And that's all I have for you guys today on this episode of Bookstore Shenanigans. Once again, we are a real bookstore here in Portsmouth, VA, in Churchland. We are the Printed Word Bookstore, and I am here, your local bookstore clerk, D. Nice. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., but we're open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you can check our Google Maps for our other hours. That's all I have for this episode. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day, and until next time, all I have to say is goodbye. Now I'm done.